Music requires pattern and breaking of pattern. These are the two things that you need in order to have good music. You need harmony and disharmony in order to create good music. The interest of the music is the level to which there is a good balance between things going as you would predict and things not going as you would predict, right? And if everything is unpredictable, then we call it noise. And if everything is predictable, then we call it boring sounds. And if things are understandably expected, but a little bit surprising, then we call it music. People get really tired of it making sense or not making sense. They want it to do both. We want almost every aspect of our lives to both make sense and not make sense a little bit. And if we don't, we get upset. If your life is completely certain, then you will get bored to death. You'll go nuts. If your life is completely uncertain, then you will freak out. Life will be so unpredictable that you will not be able to manage life. And so, in order to have a good life, two absolute necessities, actually not even to have a good life, just to not go crazy, you must have a life that contains a certain level of predictability and a certain level of unpredictability. They're both requirements, and if you make either one the solution, it'll ruin your life. This ties to all sorts of other places. You'll notice a lot of people get obsessed with the single answer, and then a lot of other people get obsessed with, oh, well, there's no one answer, right? These two things will happen. There's one camp of people that are like, look, it's all this way, and all the people that are suffering are just suffering because they can't face up to the fact that it's all just this one way, and they need to learn how to accept, and life is hard. Usually that goes with this particular life view. But like there's an acceptance of this is the way, and that's how you will fix your life. And then there's another camp that's like, look, it causes so much pain when people are so attached to the one single way, and there's so many other people, that have learned that there's different ways, and look, there's no one way, man. It's all so different. And these two camps fight, like every 50 years, one generation, one is called the hippies of the world, and then they flip to the other camp as the hippies of the world. But both camps suffer tremendously because you actually need a degree of it's one way in your life, and you need a degree of there's multiple ways. And if you obsess about always making it about multiple ways, look, there's no true facts. Look, everything's debatable. Look, it's like, truth is a social construct, right? These things, it'll wreck you, because your life will be in such anxiousness and disarray that you won't be able to organize anything. But then if you spend your life just going, it's this way, this is how it works. And when you go to learn a new topic, you always just ask the question, well, tell me the way, and it must be this way, and I will execute on that, and that is it. Then you will have a different form of anxiety. You won't be open to true innovation. You won't be open to curiosity and beauty. You won't be open to a life well lived. You will stagnate and limit yourself, and you will make the people around you suffer. They both cause suffering. I mean, yes, suffering exists. It's always there. That's fine. But this creates a lot of suffering when you obsess about these two angles. But if you put them together and you're willing to maintain the paradox of, hey, there's one way a lot of times, meaning, for example, you need to accept that, look, if you need to lose weight, you need to do just a couple of these things and just get over it and get to work. And then also accept that there's a variety. There's multiple ways to solve a problem. To realize, oh, I hate the gym. And I just need to burn calories. And so, yes, the one way of burning calories, but, I could take walks with my friends, or I could go play flag football, or I could do 20 other different things. All of a sudden, life starts to make more sense. But if you just commit to one or just commit to many, you tend to struggle. If you'd like to build your life and business with me, go to the link below or go to apply.joshterryplays.com.